Yeah. Welcome to Code Hangout number 109. Short URLs. This is what we're going to look at today. As soon as I've made sure everything is actually working. And then my ears itching. Alright. Let's see if that's going through. Do we have a Twitch stream? Looks like we have a Twitch stream. Do we have a YouTube live stream? Yeah, well, the chat went through. But the video has started. Alright, here it is. Here it is. Just gotta mute that. Alright. And we're in. I think. Sweet. Alright. So, yesterday we had a bit of an outage with TinyURL, and we've had that before. And I've had trouble getting through to it because of Cloud Cloud CDN stuff. And, yeah, a URL shortener has been on the list for a long time. And to do it simply is simple, but to do it properly is not simple. So today I'm gonna see how simply can I do it not properly. Because I'm already storing puzzles. I'm storing all the original puzzles from the legacy Cracking the Cryptic editor from Sam Kaplan Lines. So I am storing puzzles in a certain format. Now that format is not properly compatible with all the formats that the app supports. And these puzzles are basically just stored as these files, and it's this sort of compactified JSON format, but it's not encrypted. So what I was thinking is, if I can add the code required to decompress the other formats, and somewhere in here I have a demo, this one, such as, you know, a standard fpuz URL and so on. So if I could add that code, then all I would need, well, first of all, I could start adding puzzles manually myself to this list, but I could potentially add some code to actually do this programmatically on, at least on the AWS servers, on SudokuPad.app and alpha and beta, not on the Cracking the Cryptic on Firebase. Hey, Tristan! Something is weird with my mic. Thanks for letting me know. 1 second, let me pause the music. Let me listen in on my own stream. Is it just quiet? Let me listen in on my own stream. Is it just hello? Is it just quiet? Hello? Ah, maybe the gain was up too high? Hello? Hello? Ah, maybe the gain was up too high? Hello, hello, 1 2 1 2. Alright, yeah. I must have hit the gain button on the back. Normally this should be like on 0. Alright, yeah. I must have hit the gain button on the back. Normally this should be like on 0. Is that good enough? Maybe a bit louder? I don't know. But then I think it's clipping. The quality is not really great. But that's maybe just me. Can't really fix that. Alright, let me bring the music back in. And oh, the music is too loud. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't blow your ears out. And oh, the music is too loud. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't blow your ears out. All right. All right. Cool. Thanks for letting me know, Tristan. All right. Well, because it was off. All right. Cool. Thanks for letting me know, Tristan. Oh, that's supposed to be muted. All right. Yeah, and the music should be as loud, as quiet as possible. It's just some background music. Okay, dookie. Is the music too quiet now? Because I personally can't have it too loud, because then I get all distracted. How about this? Then I can crank it down from here. All right. So, what I'm going to add is, I wrote this down somewhere. Oh yeah, I wrote it down in a chat to ranks, but basically, and I'm gonna make this bigger. Step 1, enable multi-format support for internal puzzle storage API. And then step 2, create user-facing method to make short URLs. Now, this version would be super simple, and it would basically have no security, and that's kind of where the complexity comes in. It would allow people potentially spamming my server and all this stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of trust the community for a little bit, see if we can do something, and then add a few basic checks in there. And if there's a problem, I'll just take it down again. Shouldn't be too big of a problem. And the first part I've already, given a quick try. So this is, just reset that, excuse the spoilers. This is the New York Times hard puzzle that ranks sets for his videos. So check out his video if you wanna see this solved. And he creates a tiny URL with this. And I've basically just put this data into a file, just like I do with all the Simon Kaplan-Line form, the SL format stuff. And I've started adding some support for this format. So let's have a look. So I've added, so the puzzle loader is really the script that is kind of remote loading the puzzles. But I figured maybe that's the right place to actually put this code. And the bits of pieces of this code have been floating around the code base of SudokuPad all over the place. So maybe this is actually the proper place to put all this stuff. Yeah, thanks, Tristan. I think this maybe I don't want to invest the time right now because I need to update the mobile app. So I'm breaking my own rule again of not adding new features, but because there's this sort of looming specter of what happens if TinyURL disappears and all the puzzles in the community kind of go bye-bye. So I'd like to set something up at least to get us started. And ideally, it might be something where at least YouTubers and published links can go in there, because there's a bit something to be said against letting people put in every little change, every little tested, Anyway, well, I'll see about it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do random IDs for just sort of general use, and then custom IDs kind of for internal use for now. Or maybe some sort of special access. I don't know. We'll see. So, so I only added a little bit of code. So originally all this was doing the unzip for this data, but now I'm basically adding a little bit of code to detect different types of puzzles. And right now it has basically detects fpuzzle data. And let's see if we can, just to try it out, and let's kind of create another file in there. So, it'll be API puzzle, and I call it API, but it's really just files, right? So I can make it work on correctly encrypted if I upload the files manually. And for now, so this would be one of the standard files. This would be something like this, and let's have a look at something like, where is it? I had it open here somewhere. Where is the minimal fog one? Yeah, so the minimal fog one, and let's reset that, right? So this is a puzzle with, yeah, so I think it is currently on this tiny URL. Right. Interestingly, this works, but the TinyURL domain doesn't necessarily work for me. Oop. Right. And let's reorganize this here a little bit. Boom. Let's put that there. We have this here, right? And that is the data. So it's fpuzzles data. So let's grab that data, make sure it's not doubly encoded. Let's shorten this as it should be. And let's put this into a new file. And let's put this under this name in our little API folder. Right. And that'll be under staging. And it'll be just this one. Now let's hope it doesn't add any silly extensions. Nope. And now it should be available locally under this local URL for now. And let's see how that goes. Yeah, I'll probably kind of have the random ID for sort of untrusted access, and then the custom ID for trusted access, for which I need some sort of authentication set up. But it can be done, right? So now if I go in here, it should already work. Right. Now, I felt like it was doing a bunch of extra loading down here. So let's make sure it doesn't do a redirect along the way somewhere. So let's preserve the log, put that back in there. Let's get the console up as well. And can I preserve the log here as well? Preserve log here as well. Clear. And go. And I pressed a key and I made a mess of it. All right, let's do this again. And go. All right. So I don't think it loaded anything twice. And if we go fog plus, so this was the hit on the original page, which doesn't include the puzzle. And then it hit the API, and it should responded with this, and then it should have just gotten into our loader code here. And it should have hit parse puzzle data, and it should basically have hit this one. Good idea, good idea. But it's not really that. It's more like I need to actually spend the time to build the user interface for it, you know. And if I'm going to add some sort of authentication, I mean, I could already do it manually, like, hey, send me the links and I put it in. But then for YouTubers, that probably wouldn't be convenient, you know. Some people like Blobs already kind of manually sends me links, and I'll create them with my sort of paid tinyurl account. So, you know. All right, let's just make sure that it works in this format as well. Make sure that's the... Nope. I think... Does this... Because I think my script here doesn't refresh correctly. Let's just make sure that refreshes correctly. What does it watch? Staging. Does it only... If I add a line here, then it refreshes. Alright, and if I put an enter here and save, it doesn't refresh. Okay. So I think I need to tell it to refresh on this pattern. Oop. Oop. Huh? Wait, what? Cannot find module. API puzzle. Start node. That's weird. Okay. Why would it... Wait, what if I do this? Okay. And now, if I refresh this puzzle... ABC... It doesn't refresh. One sec. Nodemon... Watch. It's Nodemon that I'm using, right? Yes, Nodemon watch. I think the watch command does not necessarily Ah, it must be quoted. Okay. So if I put a globbing pattern here, like that, and I quote it, maybe that'll work. In fact, the other globbing pattern was quoted, so maybe that's why it worked. ABC, say, oh, undetermined, oh. It's gotta go here. Unterminated, because it put two quotes in there for some reason. Nope. That still doesn't work. I put that in there. Nope. I think I need to add extension watch list. If you use exec option monitor, especially on list with the E. Changes. So let's say nodemon No file extension. Okay. So E all should do the trick. So I shouldn't really need the glob pattern, but I might want to do ext asterisk. Whoop. Like that. And now? Ah, okay, that works now. All right. So now if we refresh this, it's pulling the data from here. It's the wrong data. Is it still being cached? Yeah. So let's disable cache here. Okay. Do a hard reload. Do a barrel roll. I'm wondering if it's not just showing me the wrong thing here. I have a feeling that maybe it's actually correct. Let's actually just get the first 100 characters off of this. And let's also output the format that we've potentially extracted. Hey, Stephanos, how are you? So, if I refresh this now, why are these not getting filtered out? Do these have fog plus in the URL? Yes. Oh, how annoying. How about API / instead? All right, here we go. Oh, preserve log is still on. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that now. That's why it's like freezing when I'm clicking on it. All right, let's redo that. And now response f puzzles. Oh, and that's why. Okay, that's why it wasn't updating here, because I kept looking at the first one. Okay. And did I just delete the other thing somehow? I did. I did. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it works for fpuzzles, it works for the... Now we gotta make it work for SCL files, because obviously people are using SCL out there now with the Penpa importer. So let's see if I can... I'm gonna grab something from puzzle testing submissions, maybe? So something like this, for example. Nope, that's fpuzzles. I don't know how I would even filter for... if there's a Penpa Plus link, maybe it's an SCL. Yes. So something like this, for example, is an SCL file. So let's go back here. And this would be... What would this be called? Primal Instinct by Agent. Okay. So that's our data. Create a new file. We'll save it as API puzzle primal instinct -agent, for example, right? And then our URL for it would be primal instinct -agent. Now this shouldn't work because I haven't implemented it yet. So we shouldn't have SCL format, right? That'll break. And now we basically need to say, okay, when we're hitting SCL, we need to sort that out. And we have done SCL debugging, decoding elsewhere. Sleepy, yeah. Lately I've gotten worried because I take these meds for ADHD, which are a stimulant. And once I didn't take them, and I basically fell asleep on my keyboard. And I'm starting to worry that I'm not getting enough sleep, and I'm not realizing it because I keep taking the meds that keep me awake, and it's gonna end really, really badly. I really need to find like a day during the week when I can just sleep through the day. Because I don't... My problem is that no matter how early I get up, I still can't sleep early. It still takes me a long time to go to sleep, so it's tough for me to catch up on sleep. Okay, so we have the save decode URI component. We wanted to, I actually want to know where this happens, right? So this happens in a couple of places. And all of this code, maybe, I'm waving in my screen, but basically these are different plugins that kind of use the same, that need to decode stuff, like for loading the replay GIFs. We have this bit here, we have a couple of places inserting background image and stuff, and hopefully we can just replace all of these with a singular reference to this thing that I'm building inside the decoder. But ideally, I find actually the official one that's inside script.js, which is kind of this one here. And we need to bring that over to... No, puzzle loader. Let's bring that to the front so we know what we're talking about here. So we have this. We don't need to assign that. We can just return that. We JSON parse it. We puzzle zip or unzip it. We do this. Puzzle ID replace RE SCL prefix. Where is that from? That's from here. And I'm just gonna bring in the ones that we need. And then maybe we'll reuse them in other places if we have kind of this one place where this makes sense. The other thing I might do is kind of like do a strip of the format. One issue I currently have is that I'm accepting different I almost want to do a singular prefix stripper. This is just prefixes, because fpuzzle and fpuzzles and fpuzz are referring to the same thing. Maybe it's best if I use a function actually. So I have get puzzle format, and I'm gonna strip puzzle format. And it basically just replaces one of these at the beginning. Right? So it's just const re format prefix. And this is just a catch-all for all of them. So this will be do something like this, and it'll be SCL CTC for legacy F puzzles, and I can probably just include that here like that. So we have F puzzles and fpuzz and SCF. And strip puzzle format should really be just puzzle ID dot replace this with nothing. And then we can just strip it. And then we can update this function to do the thing, right? And then we can do this here. And we can also strip it. And hopefully that should always give us the right thing, right? And then we can just do strip puzzle format here, and we can just do, we have the format, and we'll do let puzz data equals strip puzzle format puzzle ID. So we're distinguishing the ID being the full thing with format identifier, while the format is basically just, so the data is just the rest of it without the format identifier. Then we can do this here. No, we can just do this. And we'll do puzzle ID like this, just so we see the beginning of each item. And then we use puzz data in here. All right, and the fixed slashes should work, but we'll have to do a bunch of testing there. Okay. All right, let's see. So, yeah, so that strips the SCL. Let's make sure we have the other ones in here as well. Just so it's all there. So we have this case. Let's put our three test cases side by side. We have this case, and we have the default case of just the old-fashioned data. So here the puzzle ID and the puzzle data is the thing, is SCL plain. We don't have to do any stripping. But we can still use puzzle data because it actually still works, right? Then here what are we getting? We're getting SCL. We're getting, okay, the SCL we haven't tested yet. And this one loops in the fixed puzzle slashes case. Ooh, okay, so that's something we need to sort out as well. Okay, let's do the SCL decoding first. So I've got two versions here. Puzz data, puzzle data. Okay, that just doesn't, that's just wrong. Fixed slashes. Wait, what? Puzzle ID fixed slashes. Puzz data puzzle ID. Okay. Puzzle zipper unzip. I'm almost tempted to do a function for each of these. So we can do like a parse s parse fpuzz like that. I just data. And then parse fpuzz would be this. And then we have a function where we can do we need puzzle ID? Oh, okay. Fixed slashes needs to be fixed then. Why did I pass the full thing in? Oh, because it's trying to strip. Okay, the fixed slashes we need to fix. Fix puzzle slashes because it does different things depending on the format. I think the only reason this was because in the main function, this actually does a redirect where it needs to reattach the format identifier. But here we're not doing the redirect. So we don't actually need to do that here. So if we say puzz data here, then we know what we're meaning is without format specifier. I think maybe the problem was I was trying to use it for two different formats. I don't know. But if we do this here, right? Fixed puzzle data, return puzzle data. Fixed is on invalid puzzle data. Invalid puzz data. Okay. Fixed badly encoded puzzle data redirecting. Fixed puzzle data. Okay. So we should only do this now. And we have parse fpuzz here. Like that. And does that explode? SCL. Oh, because that's SCL. Okay, parse SCL. All right. And we can clean that up in the future. But for now, we're going to do this for SCL. And it's basically going to be these biddies here. So we have fixed. We have load fpuzzles, decompress puzzle. And I don't think that's an await here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so these decompress. Puzzle zipper unzip JSON parse. Decompress unzip JSON parse. All right. And so let's do let parsed. And then we'll do, it's harder. This is more elegant, but it's harder to debug. So we just do this, and then we break out, and we do that for each one. And then we can log out what's actually being returned. Return parsed. And we'll do parsed equals instead of the return over here. Because now this log should tell us puzz data is not defined. Okay, puzz data is here. Puzz data is in fixed slashes. So where is it not defined? Line 46. Oh. Off screen, of course. I just need to make it wider. Sorry, guys. because I'm trying to make the text a bit bigger for the stream. But normally I would have it much smaller, and it will all fit on the screen. And I'm wondering if I should pull these out. Because I don't know if these would be available at the point when we're reaching this in the code, because I don't know if puzzle load is loaded before the zip or after. And it should be available. So if we do something like imports, import, and we'll do something like unst puzzle zipper, and we'll do unzip, and we'll rename it to pz unzip, and we'll have zip, and we'll rename it to pz zip, because I named them very, very badly. And we should be able to just call them pz unzip here, like that. And then we'll just do the same thing with load f puzzle, like that, like that. Okay. And now, I'm not outputting that anymore, so that has not refreshed yet. Does that mean, wait, we're doing this, we're restarting the server, but it's still seeing this code here, which means it's not refreshing, it's not clearing the cache. Ah, no, I'm an idiot. There it is. We still have the code in there. Let's see if I make this a bit narrower on the screen, on the stream. Yeah, I think that's still fine. Okay, so what is the problem? We've got the puz data coming in. We are discovering it's an SCL. We're trying to parse this, right? All right. Return. And we'll do a bit of logging in here until this is all cleaned up. So if I refresh this now, does that come in here? Yes. All right. If I bring that over here and I do this, will that get us the fixed slashes version? I'm kind of peeking at the bottom of the screen because that's where the logs are appearing, but it's probably off screen for you guys. Because I think I'm cutting off. Oh, you see just a little bit of it. So access to fetch fixed slashes. So fixed slashes seems to work. And then if we do decompress this like that, what do we get? We get this. And then if we pz unzip this, that should be what we need, right? And then we should just JSON parse it, and then we should be all good. pz unzip, yeah. That looks good. Oh. And then finally, we JSON parse it. Like that. And that should be the parse data. Boom. And that should get returned here. And that should be fine. Unless I forgot to do an await here. And it's all happening out of order. And that's why it didn't look right. And if we output what's under parsed over here, and let's dress this up a little bit better, so the console makes a little bit more sense. So we have a lot of big strings in here, so it's helpful to know where we are. JSON parse, that's this part. Then we're returning this, but parsed. So puz data, that's here. Where is this line? We're hitting an exception. Fetch with timeout error 404. Because it should never get to this one here, because it should parse the stuff correctly and return it. Puzzle number 53. So we're getting to here. And then we're returning this. And I don't think we need any... There's actually no async in here. So we're not actually F-puzzle decoding here. And parse is... What's going on here? So we're just doing this here, right? And then we're trying to because earlier, you know, when you change a thing, you don't change the rest of the thing, and then it just throws the exception, and default, I think it's a colon here. All right, so that seems to work. Okay. Of course, all of this is unnecessary because it was already working, and I just got rid of all the code that made it work. So now this one should work, except the fix. Oh no, that it just works. All right. This one should also work. Okay, so this one is a fix slashes issue. Hey. All right. So this goes from here. We should be able to get rid of that. We also have this here, like that. Refresh that. So we have a problem with fix slashes here. Now this check happens in the pause patcher bundle, so let's circumvent that for a moment. So we're just gonna, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take this, put it there, and I'll take this and put it there. So now this should happen inside the fpuzzles data parser, the fpuzzles decoder, which is this piece of code, and it's happening 987. How big is this? 36. Is this really 36? Holy shit! No wonder I'm trying to minify it. Why is this so big? Is it just my giant long function names? I don't know. Actually, you know what? Because it's so big, I know I shouldn't be getting sidetracked. But if I look at the... what did I call it? The puzzpatcher bundle. How big is that? Because it should compress really well. Let's see. Yeah. Use large groups rows. Here we go. So that's only 9 kilobytes. And that's not just this. It's all these 4 files together. So it's okay. It's probably compresses really well. That's why I probably decided not to mess with it. Because if it compresses well, I'm better off not trying to manually make it smaller. All right. So this one is the one that's breaking right now at 987. Let's see. And this one has been a bane in my butt because there's a problem with double slashes appearing in compressed data, and double slashes get stripped out when they're part of a URL. Except right now they're not part of a URL, and I'm being silly. And they probably were already converted. So if I go to tiny URL, this should be a query string. And if I copy that, whoops, if I copy that, it will actually be different, right? So we have this. If I go back to this one, and I think that's the problem I was having, right? So if I put that here, and this one that I probably opened that, and that probably screwed up. Huh? Why is it so much shorter? Wait. Am I looking at the wrong things here? This might be a different one. Yeah, okay, this is Fog++. All right, never mind. But if I take this one and take it to the... here, put it there, it's what? It's 3 times the length. Okay, that's weird. Now, if I do a decode URI component of this, all right, that's a bit shorter. So this one is 1,500, 1,500, 593. So that's just completely broken. Okay, that's weird. Nope, that's still not right. How is this still not right? Because this one seems to work. Wait, what? Now it's short again. How long is this thing? It is short. Then what's this? I'm going crazy. I am going crazy. Well, this is the data that's in here in this URL. Okay, so that one works. Shorten that. Does it still work? Then it doesn't work? No, that doesn't make any sense. fpuz. fpuz is not... Okay, fpuz isn't being handled correctly. That's something I've just... That's just bad right now. Puzzle loader. So this fpuz... Ah, because that's not optional, right? Needs to be optional. Okay, alright. Ooh, alright, so that works now. Okay. We don't need the first 100 here. Let's put that there just to be clear about what we're doing. Okay, so that one's working. That one, is that still working? Okay, it appears to be. This one is a standard fpuz as well. Should work. And then this one is the traditional one. So that should also still work. So that's the SCL plane. And we might as well... and I'd like to come up with some other format specifiers. So basically this is... So we have SCL here. And it's basically this one without the compression, right? Format SCL uncomp. And I'd love to have something that just works, like that I can always throw at the data, like unzipping it, for example. So I could always just try to unzip the data. So, for example, if we do something like that, let slash fixed. Like, if I try to always run slash fixed, is that gonna break in a weird way, or is that something I can detect? So can I just run all the data through slash fixed, no matter if it needs to be or not? Because if I can, that would be great. Then I can just have a few steps and just apply them to everything. So slash fixed seems to break this. Invalid puz data. Invalid puz data. Failed. Yeah. It would be great if I could just ignore it if that happened. Like if I just do this, fix slash has failed, and it continues. I just do this, for example. Or actually, I don't even do this, right? And then we'll do a similar thing for unzipped. No, for decompression. Because decompression, I think it will also kind of fail in a friendly fashion. In other words, if it's not compressed and I ignore the fail, I can just continue. It would be great if compression was just... I didn't have to specify it in a format, in a specifier, you know? So if I do decompress puzzle with this... we do this and then we repeat that. And we'll do that here. Or decomp. Like, and we'll run on this, right? So this should be compressed. So fix... No, wait. What is this one? So this is a standard SCL puzzle, right? So that should fail. Fix slash has failed. Okay. Decompress. Cannot read properties of null. Reading slice. So that fails. And then it continues. Okay. Now, if we have something like this, it just goes through. It just goes through here. Now it's decompressed. And we can basically skip this step, potentially. We can definitely skip this step. Right. And then the unzip out of load f puzzle is a bit annoying. And in fact, I'm tempted to give this an argument to just because it's actually, it's a process it does purely for backwards compatibility. So it outputs something that I can put into my original flow. So it actually re-zips the thing up before passing it out, which seems a bit silly. Fetch raw ID. Wait a second. What does this do? F puzzle's tiny length. Okay, so it does. So strip prefix parse f puzzle. If raw ID dot length is smaller than tiny puzzle ID equals raw ID. That's so. I think this was supposed to check if we actually are compressing a puzzle. So maybe we don't use load f puzzles. Maybe we use parse f puzzles. So if we do parse f puzzle instead. All right. So parse format here does this now. Parse format SCL. Basically, yeah. Here we do nothing. Right. And SCL plain we also do nothing. So what does that look like? So this is fpuz data. It parsed. It is done because load fpuzzle returns the JSON object, which is what we're looking for. Okay. Then the one I created that's I believe is SCL. So SCL comes back. So this is compressed SCL. So this doesn't decompress. No, it decompresses, but I don't actually use the decompressed value. Okay. So we're going to change this to actually just recycling this. I'll just do this basically. Boom. And we refresh this here. I think I'm going to do this now to get more space here. So parse now here is, it's not the JSON. So it's not the JSON parse version. Now parse fpuzzle does the JSON parsing. So here we are now. So we should be able to do something like this. Type of parsed should be string. And then we can do if type of parsed equals string. Now the question is, can I run the PZ unzip safely? Like that. And then we're just gonna do this again. And log this out. And that should work. Because I think PZ unzip works. In other words, if you're passing in something that doesn't need it, it should be okay. And then we should be able to just JSON parse it. And we'll might as well check for a string here. We'll do a catch here as well. Here in JSON.parse. And we'll do something like this. Parsed JSON.parse. And we'll just do this here and here and here and here. And that should get us all the way there. Or not. Or not. So, it is of type string. Syntax error. Object is not valid JSON. Syntax error. But is this coming from what we've just put in here? No, it's coming in... well... line 94. So, puzzle loader, line 91. I think I've done something and it moved it by one line. So, type of... let's see if it's still string. Maybe it's not string anymore. No, it's still type string. And the unzipped version is this, and it's a string. Then it says it's not a valid JSON. What if we output the whole thing and check what it really is? Let me just check all the chats to make sure I don't miss something because of some technical problems. Why would this not JSON parse? JSON.parse. Backtick. It parses. Oh, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. That was... okay. Okay. Even here, I'm being an idiot. All right. And this should be not /fixed anymore now. This should be just pause data. Right. So, parsed.slice is not a function. Because it's, yeah, it's not a function here. And that should now be an object at the end, and it should work. Okay. Back to this one. All right, we keep going until they all work. So, here we're starting with an fpuzzle one, right? It eventually ends up decompressed. Then we want to parse the fpuzzle's data here. Decompress puzzle. Error in decompress. Do we end up with an error in decompress puzzle? No. Decompress puzzle. So let's just output puzz data here. Let's get rid of these guys. Hey Blobs, how are you doing? So puzz data. So we're good till here. And the format is fpuzz. So we're hitting parse fpuzz data. Oh, because parse fpuzzles also does a bunch of decoding. So I really need to do... let's see. If string base decompress. It's always going to be a string here. Ah, no, wait. It's expecting JSON. Oh, I see, I see, I see. So here, we actually need to do JSON.parse. And if that fails, then we're just in a bad place. I don't think we can recover from that. It's just bad data then. Fparse. Fpuzz. Fpuzz. We need to parse this. What does that look when we try to parse it? What comes out the other end? It should be an object, right? Yeah. So this is our object, and we should be able to pass that into parse fpuzzles. It blows up here probably. It probably blows up here. And because it's async, which this isn't, that's probably why we don't get the correct exception, because this is not asynchronous, and we're waiting on it. So, put that there. Yeah, that's not an await here. And now, okay, parse fpuzzles hits, and then it blows up with parse fpuzzles. So we get to parse fpuzzles. This is not returning a promise. This is not async. But this might completely just fail. And we don't have a catch in here. Oh, because we don't even have a try catch here either. So we should do a try on this bit. And then do a catch underneath. If you error, I will catch you, I guess. So that's probably where we're erroring out. Yeah, so I'm suspecting it's this part, which should only happen if it's a string. So that's actually a bit of a bug in here. It's just that that case, I've never actually made use of it. Which is always bad if you're putting things into your code that you don't make use of. You're bound to eventually want to make use of it and then get surprised when it just doesn't work. Yeah. All right. We do that and we go here. And this won't work if fpuzzle isn't a string. Right? fpuzzle is not defined. fpuzzle is not defined. The only way that fpuzzle could not be defined, if we do this, we should end up with fpuzzle undefined. Type of fpuzzle. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. Else fpuzzle equals fpuzzle. Boom. And I think it's fair enough to just do this here. Okay. And now I think this is going to be a problem because this is not a raw thing and it doesn't work. And what if I do this? And this, and this. What does that look like? Because it just comes out as object here. So, so what we really gotta do then is we gotta bring the puzzle up here. Get rid of that for now. If fpuzzle is a string, then we can do puzzle.id equals yada 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 before we do anything else. All right. And else, if fpuzzle is an object, then we need to do stringification here. JSON.stringify. Whoop. Not what I was trying to do. And then down here, fpuzzle. It's been declared. Puzzle. All right. And then that gets us down to somewhere here. fpuzzle raw to string. Yeah, we don't care about that now. But we do want to output what puzzle is at this stage, perhaps. And that should now just have the ID in it at that point. Puzzle ID. Okay. Now. So that should sort out all of this. What it doesn't explain is why we end up still with an exception somehow. And we don't get to here. Parse fpuzzle. So fpuzzle is here. So we're definitely hitting an exception in here. And again, because it's async, it's kind of blowing up in our faces. Catch, error. Error. Error in. Or parse fpuzzle error. Something like that. And puzzle is not defined. Puzzle is right here. It's being defined right here. Oh, but that's outside the try catch, I believe. So this gotta be in here, I guess. Error in parse. Parsed. Okay, wait. We're seeing a parsed here. Then we should get a break. And then there's a second parsed. And this one we're not getting to? That doesn't make sense. From here, it should go straight to there without any code in the way that could even cause an error. A, B, C. And then this blows up because parsed is out here. Okie dokie. All right, tell you what, we're going to use a singular thing. And we're just going to call it res for result, and then we don't get confused. And then we're just going to reuse the same thing over and over and over and over. And then we can do this. We can do this. Res here. Parse won't exist anymore. None of these doesn't make sense to have different names here. It's just biting me in the ass. Wasting time. Would have been finished by now if I didn't do that. You either name everything accurately or you just reuse the same variable throughout and you just transform it over and over and over, step by step by step. Yeah. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Boom. So, this is the plain fpuzzles version. This is also plain fpuzzles. Sorry, the compressed fpuzzles. This is also compressed fpuzzles. This should be uncompressed fpuzzles, so that's probably not good yet. Did that do a redirect? Almost felt like it. So here we're in SCL plane territory, right? And we just got our res here, which is null. So, and where is it not null yet? So it's not null here. So, if I do fix slashes, res here, and decompress, res here, we probably will need local variables for one of those or both. Fix slashes failed. And after fix slashes, we can just put that here, actually. Error fix slashes failed. Okay. But then after fix slashes, we have res. And then this turns it to null. Okay, so we do let decomp equals... Or we can do res equals this or res. So if it's null, it just, skibbledy-doo-dah straight past it. Okie dokie. And that actually goes through. We don't need that. So that should work. Should work on these. Should work on that one. And what is this one? This is a default one. Okay, so that should also work. All right, so error fixed slashes shouldn't throw then. Fixed puzzle data equals undefined. Return if fixed puzzle data is undefined. So let's just do what this actually is. If puzzle data equals fixed puzzle data. Wait. Okay, so we have decoded. We do this. If it's the same, we're just going to return it. And we probably can do this before fixed slashes. So we can do safe decode URI components like that. And that shouldn't require a try. And in fact, in the end, I hope I can have a single try for everything. And then we can do this. We can do just let fixed equals fixed fpuzzle slashes res. And then if they're the same, well, they're same, we don't really need to do anything else. if is undefined and failed. Okay, if... So we basically can just do the same thing we did below. We can just say res is this or res. So we have safety code. And let's start joining these into a singular try catch error. Something like that. So we have safety code. That should be fine. Then we have this. We don't need that. Big slashes. Which we don't actually do anymore now. And we get to here. That works. That works. That works. That works. That works. Okay, because hopefully something like the fixed slashes should be just internal and I shouldn't have to expose it and it just should just work in this way. Okay, we can do this now. And then we can probably get rid of that. And then we'll just do this at the very end. Right. And then these can gonna just go in here. We can get rid of the try. We might have to do some individual tries for like the JSON decoding and stuff, because the only way you can detect if we need to JSON decompress is with a try catch. Let's get rid of all this extra logging here for a sec. Yeah, okay. I do these separately because I was just thinking it could be one if statement for both. Because this always has to happen after this, but this doesn't necessarily have to happen before this. Like the JSON might not be zipped, right? Okay. Let's get rid of the slice. Alright, got that. Okay. Let's go through them again. Make sure all these formats still work. And this is the sort of thing I need to test a lot, because if I upload this, it could break a lot of puzzles very quickly. In a very silly way as well. A very silly and fundamental way. Alright. So, we only need to do something for fpuz at this stage. All the rest is basically... yeah. Don't even need to do that, because if the rest works, we don't even care, right? Just keep on trucking. This one, we'll do something like const try JSON parse. str, and then we'll do a try and catch. Console.warn error in try JSON parse error. And then return str. So then we just return it unmodified. That's our try JSON parse. And we should be able to do that. And any exceptions should be handled internally to that. Should still all work. And then we don't... We can just do that. Okay. And we might as well do that here. We'll do a let res. And then the puz format we won't need till here. And we can just get rid of that. Right? Res we need outside of the try catch. If we have an error in here, we actually want to rethrow it. So we can then just put the res in here, because I need to, if anything that's optional, I need to handle first. Okay, so that's working, that's working, that's working, and that's working. Now we don't have SCF tested yet. So let's get one of the Let's get one of the newer long SCFs. Like this one. And the SCF stands for short C format. C? Compact format? No, Sudoku compact format. Oh my. Oh my. It's a bad sign when I don't recall. Alright. So if we do this, right, that should just... Well, that works because it's... Yeah, no, but we still want it to be supported, right? So we still want to be able to put this kind of thing into a file and then save that as, you know, API puzzle. We want to call it whatever this is called, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to copy that. Can I? Does it? Okay, I can do this. So the full name will be x4q yada 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 dash Sudoku solver NL. Right. So if I save it as this and then do this without the SCF prefix because that's stored in the file. Okay. So now this won't work obviously because we haven't implemented yet. Let's see. I don't know if the format will already get handled, maybe? Yes, it already handles the format. Okay, so where does it break actually? Does it get to here? Unexpected token is not valid JSON. Okay, 65. Puzzle zipper, puzzle parse, puzzle data. 59. So it's getting down to here. So SCF data, right? Find case SCF. So we basically just have this. And decode SCF comes from puzzle tools. So we have puzzle tools. And puzzle tools and puzzle zipper should really be the same thing. And then we should be able to just do res equals. All right. I don't know why this comes through as the ID. That one is new to me. Why is that the ID? Does that... It doesn't... That's not the right puzzle either. What? What? Okay, that's not right. What are we actually passing through here? Are we passing the whole thing through? Format res. Oh, the decompressor. Something messes with it. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is that there's some transformation that is not easily visible. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So these are all good. And then decompress puzzle is the one that messes with it. Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. So decompress puzzle doesn't always return null. Sometimes it will mangle the data and pretend everything is fine. Length. If I output this before and after. Yeah. So instead of try, we're gonna call this safe. And then we'll do a safe decomp as well. Say safe decompress. Right. Well, let res equals decompress res. Boom. If res equals null, return data. If res.length is less than data.length, return data. Decompress. Am I misspelling that? It looks misspelled to me. Gosh, if I know. All right. Cannot access res after initialization. Let res equals decompress puzzle data. Boom. Error, null is not defined. Because that's 2 nulls. Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there. Dyslexia notwithstanding. Okay, alright. Alright, so this is return the thing. It uses this as the ID, which is not great, but I think that's just the SCF algorithm. That's not something new I have to worry about, at least. Whew, alright, so format and res, let's output them here, because we're probably gonna need that a couple more times. But that looks like SCF support. Which is good, especially in the near future when I want to add additional things there. So that looks pretty good. That looks like we would have support for all of these. So that would be like part 1 of this thing done. I guess we can get rid of these now. Let me just do this quickly. Get puzzle format, strip puzzle format. Because maybe I don't need this anymore. Because it's more complex than what I'm actually making use of. We need only SCF. Is SCF. Puzzle tools is SCF. Puzzle tools. What if I do this instead? If I do puzzle ID, replace $1, is that gonna be different? Format SCL $1 puzzle format. If I do it like that. No, wait. If I do it like this. Format SCF. If this F plus format F plus. Because now I think the format stripping doesn't do the same thing anymore because of the long version of F puzzles, I think. Strip puzzle format. Replace $2. And if I do get puzzle format and make that $1. Now, get puzzle format is a bit more complex, but the complexity it's adding is not something that's actually useful to me in this point. Get puzzle format. Res undefined. Fix. Okay, wait. Ay. Fix puzzle slashes. Safe. Which one of these is failing? Is it something I've broken now? Res. Then here res is so safe decompress comes back as undefined. Safe decompress comes back as undefined. Why? So, safe decompressed res is this. If res equals null, return. Oh, because I'm not returning the final result at any point. SCF.match is not a function. SCF.match is not a function. Huh? Wait, what? SCF.match. SCF. Parse fpuz puzzle. SCF match is not a function. SCF match. Where am I doing that? PTT code SCF. I took out the brakes somehow. Somewhere along the lines, I took out the brake. Okie dokie. Now, let's change one of these. Yeah. Okay, so that one is the long version. So if we look for this one, is that gonna blow up? What's the format? Yeah, I was worried about that. I would like that to come back as fpuz. But because it's inside these braces... Oh, that's annoying. What if this lives between these two? Like that. Maybe that works? Format. That seems to work. Let's do this as well. Because otherwise it's just so... Yeah, let's just get rid of these for now. Or at least comment them out. So just clogging up the console here. So if I can do if res equals null or res.length is smaller than res.data.length, return data. So that's our sort of broken case. Likely not valid compressed data. Okay. What else? So formats come back the same, so I might as well keep using get puzzle format, but not this whole mess here. Don't need these three, so that's starting to... Not using that. Okay. Import. That's probably should be just helpers, because these are very simple functions. No, but they need to come after import. But they can still be under helpers, just to indicate they're not high-level functions dealing with actual format stuff. You know, I like to go from lowest level to highest level. All right, let's redo all of these. Make sure our couple of test cases here all work flawlessly. Okay. And okay, that doesn't even go through that system. Okay. Let's clean this up, because that covers the main cases that I'm interested in at the moment. And now it's really just like, can I test it to my own satisfaction to make sure this is actually robust, right? And we need this little change here to fpuzzle's parser as well, unfortunately. I don't think I need to do this in here, because I think there was something else that I had wrong before. And since this is not asynchronous, I can catch it outside of this function, so I don't need to do this in here. So all we're doing now here is we're actually honoring this ability to accept incoming JSON data. Okay. So that's a relatively small change. That's the big change. And that's just, yeah. Okay, so we didn't touch that one, actually. And then these guys are just test data. And we probably want to rename this one because it's a pain in the ass. Well, you know what? Let's leave them like this for now. And that would basically be step one. So that would enable me to just dump whatever puzzle data I want into my API files, upload them like I do with the CTC stuff, and then it should just get decoded correctly. And that I should be able to deploy without, you know, it affecting the running system in any way, because currently the running system doesn't actually take advantage of this in any way. And it should even be compatible with these things, I think. So, for example, if I go, let's take this one, right? Now I'm going to put it somewhere where we can see it, and I'm going to play through it quickly. These are simple. For once, I actually should be able to play them quickly. So I'm going to refresh. Okay, so this is an SCF encoded puzzle. which doesn't have the new formats the new encodings that I'm working on in it yet. I'm kind of keen to put them in, but I know that I need to work on the mobile updates first. All right, where do the 7s go? I'm going here. I'm going here. There's 7 in these 3. Actually, 7s are quite interesting, right? Because we don't know there's no 7 here. 7 here or here. There's no 7 here. On this diagonal, we have the 7. On this diagonal, it's here. So there's a 7 here. Which means a 7 here. Not here, not here, and here. And if I put 7s here, we're done with the 7s, right? Yeah. Alright. 3's there, 1's there, 4, 7, 9's, 2 9's, 6's. 6 here or here. 3's seem to be the next most interesting one. So the 3 here, but there's not a 3 here. So that's a 3, that's not a 3. So that's a 3, and that's not a 3. That's not a 3. That's not a 3. We have 3 on this diagonal, so that becomes a 3 here. And I believe that's all the 3s. Alrighty. Did that squeeze anything else? 6s are... Well, we know there's 6 here. Okay, 6s I think are the next best one here. Got a 6 here. No, I remember actually when I solved it earlier. On this diagonal, I mean the 6 here, but we don't know exactly where it is yet. So we've done. Why is it not showing me my solved? Let's show the seed cells as well. I always like to have a couple of features on to help me test things on the sly. 8. Okay, so that brings an 8 here. And puts an 8 here. But definitely 8s are worth looking at now. There's an 8 here. No 8s here. Ooh. Oh, I locked my thumb. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Ooh, fingers. Alright, on the diagonal, there's an 8 here or here. That doesn't do anything. 1, 2, 4. Okay, that means these 3 are from 5, 6, and 9. Which also doesn't do very much. I thought that would do more. There's 1, 1. That's kind of weak. Weak sauce. Oh, wait, did I spot? No. 2s and 4s are also fairly underrepresented. There's 4 missing here. Can I do something? So that's not an 8. So we know there's an 8 here. But we knew that already. 3 and 7. It's not really helpful. 3s and 7s, but we finished those. 9. We've got 2 9s. This diagonal. So that can't be a 9. Oh, we have a 9 here. So we have a 9 here, and these, and the 9 in one of these two. With that 9, I think we should be able to do a bunch of stuff, like this one, for example. So we know there's 9 here, but there's 9 here. There's a 9 up here. There's a 9... Okay, so the diagonal 9 is here. Which puts a 9 there. And... I should sort out the 9s pretty... Almost. Okay. 8s. Nothing much changed. Oh, no, we got an 8 now. It's an 8. That's not an 8 anymore. 8 here. This diagonal. So there's an 8 here or here. And 8 here. And 8 here. So that's an 8, 9. 8, 9 pair. And 2 8s here. Oh, and we need an 8 on this diagonal. So that's the 8 on the diagonal. It's a 9 here and here and here. And that's the 8s and 9s done. Sweet. Alright, so now we should have some more 6 stuff going on here. There's a 6 in one of these two. 6 over here now, so that's a 6. This diagonal, that's a 6. Right. This diagonal... Ain't got it yet. There's 6 here, so there's no 6 here, no 6 here. It puts a 6 there, there. No 6 there. That brings a 6 here, and I believe that's all our 6s. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, now we have 2 5s. 2 5s, man. Luxury. So there's a 5 here, here. Now where's the 2 5s? Here. There's a 5. Oh, one of these is a 5, and the other one is a 2. Oh, it's a 1 4 here. And these two are 1 4s as well. They're resolved, which I'm sure will do something eventually. And diagonals here or here. On this diagonal, here or here. 5 here and here. Means there's 5 here. Let's resolve some of these 5s. Then we just have a couple of X-wings. I believe the diagonal needs to have a 5 here, which eliminates that one and puts them in these places. And this is 1 2 4. Like that. And that's the 1. And that is 2 4. Interesting. And that's 1 2 4. Huh. And does that percolate? No. Oop. That does though. 2. That's 2 4. That will be a 4. That'll be a 1. 2 4, I believe. I'm guessing it's just 1s and 2s and 4s now. And 1 and 4. Okay. Why did I do this now? I forgot. I was testing something. Oh, yes. Okay, so now I want to see if some of my other tools will be broken with this ID setup. Not this one. But if I do replay GIF, if I do this, this is broken. Interesting. I have a it's weird that it played the animation. I mean, sorry, it did the replay playing, but it didn't retrieve the data correctly, and I feel that's a problem with the get puzzle ID thing, which is supposed to get the puzzle data, really. All right, so parse puzzle ID. So this doesn't give us a remote. And the other problem I have is if I have to be careful that the ID doesn't start with a format identifier. Ugh, that could get ugly. That I might have to kind of eliminate in the API somehow. Or I give these a generic... No, I don't want to do that. All right. So this kind of breaks. 179. So let's see. Get frames. Where do we call get frames from? We have 2 functions called get frames. That's not great. Frames await. Show download. Frames await. Get frames. Frames. Get frames. All right, I'm just gonna put some logs in there so I have some stack traces to know where we are. Replay play. At this point, we're already assuming we are loaded and all that stuff. Okay. Get replay animation. Get frames. Play. All right, we're just gonna run it again, but with just 1 frame. We don't have to wait for it. So if I do this, put that here, that there, and they say create animation. So this happens before we get to get frames, I believe. And then this happens much later. Okay, so create replay anim happens first. And then that does this. And get frames is this function. And I believe that's the thing that generates the broken image icon there. Adding total frames, get frames, adding total frames, get frames, handle on frames, get frames, handle on frame. And we'll just do this. Like that. Oop. Missing a comma. Yeah, I need to definitely test all these plugins that interact with the URL, because these URLs are not something they expect now. Replay GIF, 1, and create animation. Broken image again. Why is this image broken? So if I do this and open a new window and put that in there. The client request was too large. Why does it even have the dots on the sides? If I do copy here. Put that there. I know these are big. 55K. I mean, it's not impossible. Low rendering of the page to the first error. Error in double hyphen within comments. What? Double hyphen within comment. Before I proceed, let's make sure this is an actual problem that I've introduced and not something that broke a while ago. Which is always a possibility. I believe that's the right URL. Ooh. Oh wait, I forgot the SCF format specifier. Oh wait, no, that's not the correct URL at all. The correct SCF URL. I already forgot that this feature doesn't exist yet. All right. Let's see what's going on. If there's anybody in any of the chats. So, if I now go here, do replay GIF. I hope it works without replay data. Okay, we'll just do this. 2, 3, 4. And now we do replay GIF. Okay, so I think I broke this a while ago. It makes it both better and worse. Worse because I need to fix it. No, better because I didn't break it now. Worse because I didn't fix it before, and now it might have muddied the waters a little. And I think basically the way I broke it is I think I've changed some of the code that is now included in the SVG. Oh, my back hurts. Should have taken Panadol. That's included in the SVG source that it stores, and it obviously doesn't get escaped correctly. And I think the change I've made is specifically related to the outline filters I'm using now. Well, this is not a much used feature, and that's why testing is tricky, because people aren't... I don't have a good test coverage at all. Oh dear. All right, so I believe it's related to these, because it's talking about double hyphen. And I think it's not really a double hyphen, it's... why does it say outline test? I don't think... Oh, that stuff shouldn't really be in there. Below contains the following errors. Error in line 144. And it's just all the stuff that's commented out when I was doing the testing and the debug. I don't need it anymore, but it feels like cheating to just delete it. Okay, so if I do this now, do this again. Okay, so that worked now. So I believe that was a bug that was introduced. And if I click on that... Yeah, that's what you expect from a one-frame animation. All right. Okay, so let's push that fix first separately because you know, yeah, that's I'm literally removing commented out SV data that somehow has some weird interaction with encoding of SVGs in my base64 image data stuff. Terrible. All right, I don't really want to deal with that right now. Which means I also want to reset this. Card changes. Okay. So find get puzzle ID. Because I just thought anything that uses get puzzle ID would have potential problems, like BG image, for example, right? Now, BG image on this one shouldn't work anyways. And I believe it's under advanced. Add background image. Add background. Error adding BG image. Yeah, it won't work on this. But in theory, on something like this, in theory it should work, right? So if I have a very small base64 encoded image, which I can probably find in the style sheet somewhere, something like that, right? Actually, let's just grab this. And we say add BG image here, add background, error adding BG image. No, not on the SCF. It's not supported on SCF. I'm okay with that just not working very well at the moment. That's for a future. That's for a future stream. Okay, error. So it would be helpful. It would really be helpful if this would be more verbose of an error message. So feature BG image. BG image. Error adding BG image. Error adding BG image. It doesn't know what the error is. What if I do this? Add background image. Oh, yeah. This is no longer good enough. All right. So this is kind of which should come through this now. And in a way, we should be able to blindly call this now, and it should work. Right? Right? The problem is, it doesn't actually get us the puzzle ID. It gets us the decoded data, which in this case, we don't want. In this case, we have other things to do with it. So we kind of want a raw load as well. Yeah. And that's just kind of what I was... because this does the decode as well, right? It does a remote fetch. Oh man, this is gonna be tricky. So in a situation like this, so current puzzle is the SCL version, right? And then source puzzle. So source puzzle is still this. So basically I could work my way backwards from that. Inject BG image. Inject BG image. Because it kind of does a bunch of testing here. So the question is source puzzle available in all of these? So if I put this in here, it doesn't get set. If I put it in here, It's set to the SCF, but it's not set here. Source puzzle is this here. Okay. That looks good so far. That looks good. Here, it's also set. So I think SCF is actually the only place where source puzzle isn't set. So instead of puzzle ID, check puzzle ID, puzzle data. The problem is without the format specifier, I'm kind of groping in the dark and reverse engineering which format this is. Inject image. So inject image. It does this. Is that always the case though? For fpuz, inject image comes encode fpuzzle data, inject image. So we're always just gonna add metadata here. The problem is I still need to return data in a specific format so I can do something with it later. And right here, it doesn't tell me what that format is. In other words, I need to turn this source puzzle data into an actual format afterwards. And right now, I don't actually have an algorithm to distinguish fpuzzles data from non-fpuzzle. The one thing fpuzzles data seems to have consistently is the ID, but that's something I don't want to rely on. Because in the future, that might change. I'm almost tempted to squeeze a format modifier in there. This is a bit of a... Like, it's not a technical problem as such. It's more of an organizational problem, right? While I'm at it, where is source puzzle being set? So I'm seeing one place, which is in convert puzzle. And convert puzzle doesn't happen when we're doing SCF loading, I'm guessing. So if I look at where convert puzzle is being called, it's just this one place, and is load. This obviously doesn't happen for SCF puzzles, right? Sorry, I'm starting to get a bit sore. I've been talking a long time. And it happens here. I think that's even the only place. Oh man, I'm looking so forward to refactoring all this code. Oh my gosh. Load replace, deserialize state, load remote CTC, load replay deserialize state, load remote, but isn't that the same function name? Load remote CTC, load replay, load remote CTC, puzzle tools, load remote. Wait, what? Load remote CTC in puzzle, loads load in app, loads load remote in CTC. But where do we call load remote in app? Is it just here? I feel like I'm getting led around in circles. Yeah, the whole loader is a mess. How can I make this work? Or I just ignore that and it doesn't work for now. And I have to say, hey, before you do that, you know, go to load long URL first. Yeah, no worries. No worries, Blobstone. Take care. Thanks for hanging out. Maybe the option is some of those features just won't work. Okay, let's think about it from a different direction. Currently, get puzzle ID is my way of getting the raw data, right? Now, when I'm going through this process, I'm throwing the raw data away, even though I'm loading it here. So maybe I should store it. Parse puzzle data. Parse puzzle from text. Try remote fetch. Fetch puzzle. And fetch puzzle is used. Fetch puzzle. Because fetch puzzle here is assumed already to be decoded, right? Because it now makes sense to basically run everything through this. I feel like I'm doing like I'd like to separate the kind of retrieval remote stuff from the decoding of data, you know what I mean? Puzzle from text, puzzle from text, puzzle from JSON. Does this even make sense anymore? If I do... So this is your legacy, right? I'm wondering if I can get rid of all these different options now, because I'm kind of doing all this sort of defensive parsing. And I do parse from text, which is, all that really means is, oh, because this does the thing, huh? It's kind of a low-level situation there. And I think this should break this, I believe. So we're now here. Ah, no, URL legacy. So if I get rid of these, it should come back as JSON, right? So it comes back as JSON here. And I never go around to parsing it? Really? The JSON should get parsed eventually, right? So we're here. And then eventually here should have gone through safe JSON parse, right? Yeah. Okay. And that should... It should be equivalent to this. Then why does it break? Why does that break? This looks fine. So far, so good, right? So we're inside convert puzzle. Convert puzzle. Let's just figure out exactly where. G3768. Oh, and prior to that, 2225. No. But where's the actual error happening? I'm gonna compare this with the output from the other one, right? But there's nothing to compare, right? It's just res.json should be the same thing as, you know, just JSON parsing it right away at the top. Because here I'm doing res.text, right? So puzzle ID at this point is just the raw text output from the fetch call, which should contain JSON data, which res.json just slaps a JSON.parse on top, right? Basically this. And returning this should be equivalent to whatever the other one was. And it is. Okay, so something from up here to down here gets transmogrified. All right. What if we do this a couple of places? Because here it shouldn't actually change. And if it changes, we have a problem. Right. So, and we can... Okay, so there's just one of these functions badly interferes with the JSON and mucks it up. And we need it numbered because I ain't going back in there to count it by hand. 6, 7. Let's see. It breaks between 5 and 6. Oh, the unzip is not... The unzip is not... Is not safe? Shoot. I could have sworn that it was. Could have sworn that it was. How is it not safe? How is it not safe? Okay. And then if I go for let I equals 0, I smaller than 100, I plus plus, if AI is not equal to res, I console.warn error at I AI res I. 100 should not be too terrible. Error at 40. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break, and I'm also going to be, I'm actually going to do something like slice I minus 5, I plus 15. I'm going to do the same thing on the res as well. And that should tell us where these two got out of sync when they're supposed to be the same. Error at 40 ES. So it turns an error into an array of empty objects. Ah! Is that the only change? I know how to fix it. Basically, we have to do JSON parse first. And only if that fails do we do the PZ unzip. So what we really want to do now is we have a safe decompress, but we'll do a const safe unzip first. Safe, and we'll call JSON unzip, right? So what we gotta do here is basically we gotta first try to parse it. Like that. If type of data equal object, turn data. If it's an object, we don't touch it. Let res equals. We'll do a parse, and if the parse works, we can just return that. So we can literally just return this here. But if it fails, now we know we might have to unzip it first. Right? And the safe unzip... No, the unzip should not throw exceptions or whatever. We can do a... And then we just want to parse it again. And this time we'll do the safe parse. Like that. We can do a return, safe parse, pk unzip, data. Bada bing, bada boom. Right. So if we do this, instead of this bunch of stuff here, so instead of all of this, right? We can just do a res equal, and if it's safe, it's safe. So, you know, we shouldn't have to check if it's a string first. Otherwise, it's a misnomer. So if we do this, it should do that correctly now. And now I'm trying to remember. Why was I doing all of this? What was screwing this up? Oh yeah, getting it from the other source where the JSON data is not compactified yet. So it now handles that as well, which is good. And we probably want to get rid of the function we now no longer use, which was, I think, this we're still using. Safety compress. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap that in here. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. And then here we're going to return data instead. Like that. We'll get rid of that. Okay. Get rid of that. So now we don't actually need this anymore, this puzzle from JSON. We can just use puzzle from text 3 times. We still need to hit the different URLs, right? And I think I'm doing them in a loop, so that should be fine. Ugh. Save JSON unzip. Okay. Yeah. This is the warning. So this failed here with the first parse. Okay, so we don't actually want to output a warning there. Otherwise, we're going to get a warning every time, basically, because it's just trying it, right? Okay. And now, I think I'm going to simplify this whole thing as well. So make fetch. Currently has this res to puzzle thing, which now is really just the same thing over and over. So instead of that, we're going to await the .text. Boom, await that. And then we'll do that with another set of braces like that. And then we don't actually need this stuff anymore. Where does this go? This goes to there, this goes to there, and this goes to there. Okay. Puzzle ID.replace. Don't need that anymore. Yeah. Puzzle ID.replace is not a thing. Where's puzzle data? Ah. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. So then we can get rid of these. Make fetch puzzle. D2 URL. So this, I believe, just takes the ID and generates a URL from it. Okay. Make try remote fetch. I think it makes more sense to just turn it into a string of your ID of URLs now. And this whole thing, because I never quite liked this, and it was always a bit of a mess. If we clean this up, make it worthy of a stream, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Now the ID... The ID's available here. Right. So if I go in here, I output the ID, and then we'll do something like let try puzzle URLs, right? And it's basically these three. actually, like that. All right, and the ID goes like that. All right, so if I do this on each of these, I think that kind of makes sense, right? We can put that in there like that, and we can output these, and then the function below only has to do with strings, and we don't have to have any kind of weird magic function passing through. That's really just confusing. It's nice and compact, but people give me crap if I do that too much. So that gets us the 3 IDs, I mean 3 URLs, right? Instead of 3 functions. And then we have these, and then we'll have let URL equal yada yada yada. Right. And then we can just pull this thing here apart a little bit. So we can do that. Let res equals await res. So we've got our URL here, got a result, and then we can just do this here. And then instead of this, let puzzle equals update cache puzzle ID, and then we'll just do that. And this one, do we need to await this? Parse puzzle data. Do we have a single await in here? No. So that's all synchronous now. Update cache. Yeah. It's like data. Toss that in here. Like that. Output this one final time. And bada boom, bada bing. And that should work. And it should work for all of these. Then we get rid of all that other complexity. We'll just have 3 URLs that are just generated on the fly. Okay. So then we don't need this anymore. We don't need this. We don't need that. Okay. I feel like these URLs. Is there any reason we shouldn't shrink these as well? Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, I could put this into a small function just for future ease of use. Const get API URLs. Puzzle ID. You know what? I should get into the habit of lowercasing all of these terms because it's just a singular thing. Right, like that. And I don't think I use them anywhere else, am I? Ugh. I am using them in a couple places. Alright, this looks like some sort of testing thing. Okay, I think that's okay. I probably shouldn't be using them, to be fair. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I think this is just some sort of run test. Yeah. Okay, never mind that. Go away, leave me alone. Alright. So I'm just gonna do this over here. And we'll just do this here. Okay. And then we can get rid of these. Because they kind of look silly. In fact, we could probably just put these down here. Maybe that's what I should do, get rid of these altogether. No, I like to have them. let's rename them to API puzzle URLs with an S. All right. And then we can do that here. Like that. Puzzle URLs. Try puzzle URLs. Bada bing, bada boom. Might as well put that in here. Hey, Lucky Tripper, how are you doing? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to support arbitrary puzzle data in my kind of primitive stored mini database, which currently only supports the puzzles that Cracking the Cryptic use in their videos. So that maybe I can create a very primitive, very quick and easy, simple URL shortening system. So we don't necessarily need to use tinyurl anymore. Because tinyurl is causing a lot of issues. And, you know, I'd like to reduce the number of issues. That's just me. All right, so that works. And in the meantime, I'm kind of cleaning up and reducing some complexity here and there. I don't really need that separately. We can do this here. Get rid of that. Should we throw a thingamajig? Because if we do a partial area here, right? Like if I say blah, then we should get the errors here, right? It crashes the server, that's bad. That's not good. Really? It just crashes the server? That's not nice. Let's see if we can make that not be the case. Holy moly. What's wrong with just returning a 404? Am I not handling something correctly here? Serve static path. Errors serve static path. In simple server, serve static path. Serve static. Serve static. So serve static should be what's happening here. I feel like I'm getting sidetracked again. Serve static. So it does all of these and then it hits this one and then brrr. Okay. Add read stream instance. File path. Cache key. Create read stream. So I'm guessing this is what breaks. Error in serve static. I hope it hits that, because if it hits that, at least we can catch it. No, it doesn't hit that. It doesn't get caught by this try catch. Is it because it's a stream thing? Is that the problem? Because it's supposed to return a 404 here. Let us just open this in a new tab. So we have something pure. Refresh this. Oh. Let me save this. Save this without crashing. Stop retrying, you dummy. Okay. It's auto retrying. Stop it. Okay, refresh. Clear this. Now load it. Why can I not catch this? Cannot catch error event in with cannot catch stream error event with try catch. I guess it's async basically. So fs create read stream pipe stream dot on error console.error stream error arcs. Would that be all that's required? Guess in theory, right? Stream error. You know, alright, so we just stream cache key get stream undefined, stream error, stream on error. On error. Await. On error. The thing is, I can't even throw an error here, right? Because... Wait, why can I not throw an error here? So I do this and throw in here. I feel like this won't percolate outwards for some reason. Error. Throw error. No such file directory open. But is it not being caught here? No, it's not. Stream.pipe response. Promisify finished stream. Ah, this is annoying. Node. Rethrow error in stream. I don't even know how to get it out of the stream. Commit error my error. But I need to handle the error in this thingamajig. I know I can wrap this whole thing into a promise. Is that how to do it? So I'm promisifying this here. And I'm not even entirely certain how this actually promisifies finished. Where does finished come from? Finished require stream. So node promisify finished stream error. How do I handle error? Promise version of stream finish does not get stream finish error. Promise error does not give access to cleanup function. Stream.finished. Stream.finished. Go away with your bollocks. Stream options callback. Callback function takes an elective error argument. So where does the error happen? I'm just trying to think where I can... I guess I can await earlier. Like I can do something like this. Await. Await. New promise. Reject and respond. Wait. I'm brain farting. Must be resolve. Jeez. Okay, resolve, reject, yada yada yada. Right. Then we go down to here. And we don't actually care about an output. So then if we get to here, we'll just reject error. And then here we'll do resolve. Resolve, promisify, yada yada yada. Right? So if we do this, what happens? Error insert static. So now it gets through the freaking error handler. Jeesh. I don't know why this doesn't give us a 404 though. Yeah, no, it gets us a 404. Gee, thank you. Why was that so hard? Okay. Dot split. There's n 0. What is this? This is not an error. Oh, wait. This is not an error or it should be a string, right? Ah, maybe it's not. It's an error object. A type of error dot to string. String, yes. Error dot to string dot split yada yada yada. Boom. That should just get us the first round. The first line. Yeah, fine. Whatever. I don't know what happens if there's not a line break in something. If I have abc dot split x, you get an error with one element. Okay, so I should be safe to just return the first element of the splitted error message. Thankfully. Okay. So, we've now added error handling to this in the most, primitive way. But that should now let us handle this more gracefully. Intermediate value is not a function. What? Error and surf static. Okay, does this break something else? Intermediate value is not a function. Shoot. Okay. I should probably just switch to using Express here, and I have done that for some newer code, but right now I just would like to have proper error handling on non-existent items here, that it doesn't break the frickin' server every time. C D E F. A B C D E F, boom, error. E F G H. A B C D E F H, and then it dies. So it dies during the finished phase? Intermediate value is not a function. Promissify, finished. Maybe I shouldn't use promissify here. So, note stream. Can I get the proper node documentation, not whatever the hell this garbage is? Find finished. Stream options. Finished. Promises finished. Finished. Await finished RS. Await finished. I mean, I can go back to our original code here, which was await this, and then resolve. Right, that should do the trick. I don't know why. I think A B C D E F G H I. Search the type error immediate function is not available between G and H. Type error immediate value is not function. Not sure what that means. Uncontained is not a function. Function works fast. There's large as line closes, single verify, yada yada yada. Oh my god. No. Stream finished. Can we just have the words that I'm actually searching for in the search results, please, Google? Would that be like you know, keyword search. Maybe you could rediscover keyword search. Holy moly. Why don't I just give you the most popular website on the internet? Surely, by averages, that's what you want. Okay. Google is apparently useless now. It's always time... When I get to this time in the stream when I can't use Google anymore, I know I'm on the wrong track. It's not a function. What does this... This doesn't help at all. Stream.pipe cache set cache key. Intermediate value is not a function, and it happens between... Oh my god, I have 3 browser windows now that I have to dig through. It happens... What? Oh. It happens... Surf static fires between I and A. What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, there's a second surf static that kicks in. Oh, I don't like that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, E, F, G. Why does E, F, G? Oh, because the second one didn't hit this part. So, stream. In this case, it's the cache stream. We want to pipe it through the response. Yeah, it should still work. This was working before. I didn't really change anything of that part. Intermediate value is not a function. Intermediate value. The problem is, because of all the asynchronicity, I don't actually know exactly where this error hits. So we have this stream here. It's a duplex stream between E and F. And then where does the error hit? I guess I'll need to find out by putting a billion try catches around every frickin' line. Of joy. So that's error E. That's error F. And that's gonna be error G. As in G. Louise, are you really gonna make me do this? Error handling sometimes in this language is a bit crappy. You ask me? So... Error in surf static. So it got past all of these somehow. So it didn't happen in any of these. Okay. Well, what if I put it in here? In A. Error in... How does it even get to this catch here? Wait, what? Wait, promise. Oh, wait. Huh? What's going on here? Oh, no. Oh, okay. I'm just confusing myself now. So this catch is still on the outside. But none of the catches on the inside seem to have caught the error. Which means it's happening here? So we're getting an error in this try catch out here. But it seems like we're hitting all the things on the way in. I don't even know why that one wait, what? Which URL is it even trying to hit? I don't even know. It's failing so early. Surf static file path. Surf static. Sudoku.html. Wait. How many files is it trying to serve? This one? And then it crashes. So that one just crashes straight up. What the frick? Okay, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna take the cache out of the equation. Alright, so it's not the cache. So stream on error. Now, if I don't do this, it still gets outside of this promise. Fuck. This is what I couldn't manage to do before. This is so silly. E, F, G, H, I. And the error appears to happen between G and H, except it then continues. Oh, well. Error and surf... Error? But error and surf static is happening here. So none of these catches trigger. But after G, we're triggering this on the outside, which is this, but I have my own catch here. All right, I'm gonna go try to implement finished myself. So what does finished do? Finished. API provides callback version. Await finished rs. Stream.finished. Wait finished. Finished. So that's a function. Pass in a stream and some options. What does that error mean? Undefined. Returns promise. Fulfills when the stream is no longer readable or writable. The finished API provides a callback version. Okay. So finished. Require node stream. Finished. RS error. So instead of doing this, we'll do this. And I guess the RS is our stream. Okay. Error. Error and start time. Error. Intermediate value is not a function. Error. HI. Error in surf static. But where does this error happen? 147. How can it happen there? There's no code there. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Did I just copy that from somewhere? Or just like my brain was... Oh man. Yeah. All right, that one was on me. I'm tired. I'm guessing. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. All right. What a waste. Sorry guys. Sorry for wasting your time. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm wasting my time so you don't have to, and then I invite you on a stream to waste your time anyways. Sorry about that. That's not how it's supposed to go. All right. Jeez. This is all super basic stuff. Like I'm not fixing or solving any problems or anything. All I wanted is to handle this error correctly in the right place. All right, so, and then returning a 404. Hey guys, hey Poochie. You know when I'm still streaming, eh? Don't bother with me anymore when I'm still streaming. Hey babe. Is it hot outside? So instead of the await here, we actually wanted to do a resolve. Emitted error when on read stream instance at yada yada yada. Now I don't know what this means. Where's this error handler? Unhandled error event. Alright, so if I do this, is the error event handled now? Unhandled error event. I'm handling errors a million different ways from Sunday. What do you mean unhandled? I've got a million tries and catches, right? I've got a promise around the whole thing. I'm calling... I'm no longer handling this error there for some reason. Okay. Is that what we needed? Is that what we wanted? Except it's not giving me the error handling. Premature close. Surf static error. Error in surf static. Okay, at least we're now reaching to here. I don't know why this bloody times out now, though. That seems a bit stupid. Like, what is it waiting for? The file doesn't exist. Ah! Premature close. Node stream. Premature close. Why? If the file doesn't exist, just give me an error back. Maybe I'm running... Oh, because maybe I'm calling... Because I called resolve twice. That probably was it. Well, it still shouldn't be a premature close. Error stream, premature close, premature close. Error stream, premature close. Stream, pipe.response. Error dash. Why would there be a premature? That doesn't make any sense. Streams don't make sense. I mean, streams make sense. Not what this is. Alright, let's close this. Getting too many. Stream. Error premature. To be honest, ChatGPT has been pretty useless for this sort of stuff. In the end, I always have to teach it how the stuff works, so... Unfortunately, it's not as smart as it's made out to be. It's about as smart as Google. So if I can't Google the solution, then ChatGPT can't do it either, generally. When attempting to stream video from... Event end fire after last data event, but it may happen before the last data event. Permissify finished. Do I need to run permissified unfinished? Node stream. Ah, wait. I think I can just do this, right? Finish. Finish. Wait, finished. So I don't need to permissify it, right? I can just do this. So that. Yeah. So, I don't know, the permissify did something funky with that function. But it was always there. I didn't add that in or anything like that. Now, I still feel like I shouldn't need this whole thing, but I don't know of another way of capturing that error and then forwarding it to the actual try-catch block there. Holy moly, alright. So because in the end, the only thing we added is this error handler and this promise wrapper. So if I do this, right? Inlet archetype. What? Undefined. I can only imagine this is something I've inserted now. A new bug I've added, I hope. No, okay, so this callback argument is definitely not undefined. If I do this, that breaks. I'm just gonna undo until it stops breaking, because it was working, right? In fact, I'm pretty sure it was working at this point. In fact, there it is. So if I remove this try catch, for example, will it still work? It will still work. If I remove this try catch, will it still work? It'll still work. If I remove this try catch, it'll still work. Then it breaks. What? Oh, is the G? Oh, frick. Oh, it just masked it. It just masked it. But then... Geesh. Then what the heck? Not this. Where's the Node.js documentation here? Stream.finished. Why can I await this? If I can await it, I should be able to resolve it. What is this? Is this a promise? Maybe I'm on the wrong version of Node again or something? I'm getting tired of that as well. Where's ABC? No. We're just hitting G. Invalid type argument, type function, received undefined. So stream.finished. Stream.promises maybe? Dot promises. Is that what I should be looking at? Oh, can I get rid of these large request rows that take so much space? ABC promise pending. Okay. Okay. So now it's a promise all of a sudden. If I do this, what do I get? Now it just works silently, but does it actually work or does it swallow the error? No, because here it says pending, which means there's no response. Premature close. Urgh! So what is ABC at this point? ABC is a promise. Okay. So I should be able to do resolve ABC. Right? Promise pending. Resolve ABC. Console.log. Resolved. Boom. Error stream premature. So it's premature close. It doesn't reach resolved. Error, it gets out of the frickin' promise. Well, okay, that makes sense once we have the exception happening. But the premature close shouldn't happen at all. Do I have to handle the stream manually, like do everything myself? None of these functions that are supposed to be just in here. Is this am I looking at the wrong version of Node? Because I'm probably not on version 20. On version 16. Can I change version? Can I change this to a different version? Where do I change the documentation version? Here we go. 16, come on. Finished. Oh my god. They changed so much. They change so much all the time, like, Jesus Christ. These APIs, they don't know, they could have been built properly from the start. Stream.finished. The question is, I am getting... There is stream.promisified or whatever. Promises, here we go. So, no, wait, it's still like this. It is a promise. Can't I just... Oh, wait. Let XYZ equals await ABC. Now we can output both of these. And then down here, we can just resolve. Solve. Right? Okay, at least we're seeing the correct error. ABC is still a promise, even though we have awaited it. It should be done by now. At that point, right? Oh, okay, it's a promise that's resolved. Fair enough. Okay. So why can't I just do resolve on... Is it because it's async in here? Okay, what if this isn't async and we'll just do resolve ABC over here and do this? Should that also work? Resolve ABC. Pending. Shouldn't that eventually get resolved? ABC is a function. As a promise, right? And I should be able to pass that into resolve. Or not. Pretty sure I should be able to do that. So if I do await in here, does that make more sense? What do I get back? 404 ABC promise. Do I really have to do an await on the thing first? Is that what the problem was? This seems to be quite responsive now. Oh man, I swear. I waste so much time on the silliest of things. Like, this has nothing to do with the task at hand. Alright, we're getting the 404. Don't know why we didn't get it before. Let's try catch. We shouldn't need. We're not doing anything with it anyways. Now this was the thing where before I couldn't get it to work again. Alright. Does it get it out of the cache? Premature close, which still freaking crashes the app. Where does that error come from? We're inside a promise in here. I am handling the stream errors. Oh, wait. Maybe I have to do it here. After this, so it gets always handled, even if it's coming out of the cache. Why does this still crash here? Error event on emitted error event. Yes. And then that gets pushed into the frickin' thingamajig. Here. Into the promise. Error event on readstream instance. We're handling the error event. Have mercy on me. So, right, rejecting the error here. We have this. App crashed. What? Now somehow magically we're not handling the error again. I'm going crazy here. Oh, is it because it's... So we do have to do this and that. And I have to actually do this and then else here. So I'm getting 2 errors. Okay, this is... So, stream on error. Let's mark this so I don't feel I'm going crazy even more than I already am. Where's the stream.on error? Error, no such file directory open. Where's this coming from now? Oh, geez, okay. A and B. So this is hitting on A. So right the moment we're... So these things won't work. Okay. And if I do it a second time... The second time it worked, and then the third time it broke. What the heck is going on here? So, here, we've got an error. And the error takes us... It takes us somewhere. Where are we caching things? Cache set. We're doing it here. So we're not reaching the cache set. Okay, that's fine. And the second time, we're hitting serve static. And what's going on? I'm gonna have to do ABCs again because I am a little annoyed that this is not... Yeah, so why was this frozen for so long? So the first one, ABC. The second one, AC. And then, what is it waiting for? Then it's just gonna time out? This is terrible behavior. One second, guys. And it still hasn't timed out or anything, huh? It doesn't hit resolved. D E C D E A C A C D E. So it does write something to the cache after all. ACD stream equals undefined. AC. It didn't reload, did it? Can you stop automatically requesting the file, please? Thank you. All right. So that goes down, does a 404, and everything should be fine. And this, I guess on error, it means the stream is done for. It's fine. It's gone. ACD. So ABC. ACDE. It gets all the way to E, and then it gets stalled on finished. I don't understand this, though. Why does it skip B? We haven't executed cache set. So why does cache get suddenly do a thing? So, AB, cache set C, DE. So the cache set shouldn't... Ah, wait, it gets all the way to E before it processes the error? What the heck? What the frick? Stream on error A. So we get all the way down to here, and then the error kicks in. How can I wait? I'm starting to feel... Cache set. This is like a stream cache, right? Oh man, I should have done my own stuff. Stream buffer cache. How do I avoid caching it if it has an error? Stream dot pipe into the cache. The thing is, I want to have the error stream in the cache. Because when it goes out, I'd like to know that there was an error. But it probably makes more sense to clear the cache of that key. So, we gotta have to find this quickly to see if I can... if I can clear that cache. And this uses the LRU cache. Yada yada yada. LRU cache. And what is the API? Can we get like plain API documentation? Just give me everything it can take. All the inputs and outputs, not examples, not usage cases. Nope. Is this still options for creating it or something? API. Okay. Get. Peak has clear. Clear the cache entirely, throwing around. Delete. Okay. So we kind of want to do a delete on error. Stream on error. We'll do a cache.delete. In either case. Errors we just hit multiple times, right? We don't want to cache errors. Did it not load? Okay, I think it's loading now, each time. Without doing weird stalls and... oh, man. The thing is, if I'm piping a cache, or if I'm caching a stream, I'm expecting the thing that comes out of the cache to be the same thing that goes into the cache, including the errors. But, yeah, sure. I'm just an idiot on the internet. Okay. So if I do this now, at least we're getting a puzzle not found across all three. Now let's clean that up, because God knows how much stuff I've changed here. And I don't want to have to add like to make a like a server dependent commit thing, right? So const handle error. Like that. Okay. At least we can remove again. Get rid of that. This is the only thing I want to see in the server logs. Do that. Now the big new thing is to wrap the whole thing in a promise and actually handling the errors on the stream. Because I think if I throw inside these functions, we might already be out of this block. So this all has to be async, await, and all that stuff. Resolve, eject. And maybe it's cleaner if I do this. Because we know that we only get here when we're done with everything. And we get rid of that. Okay. And this all started with me checking what happens if the thing doesn't exist. All right. So now when the thing does exist, the whole thing just freaking implodes. God damn it. What is it with this? The whole premature stream close thing is something... I think it's related to the async nature. Or to multiple requests coming through where some of them are stalled in some way, or it's restarting the same request. Like, I have a feeling that the caching happens too early. I should wait for it to be finished. Because, man, the original point of the caching of the stream this early was that I could, like, if the same file gets hit 3 times, it would instantly open the stream of the file and cache that stream, and the second hit would just load from the stream. It wouldn't have to wait for the stream, and in the meantime, load the same file 3 times. That's the whole freaking point. Now, I'm almost tempted to say I should be caching promises, not the streams. But that's only because I don't understand how this cache works. It could be that this cache is just kind of broken, right? And I think the problem is that it does cache a stream that will eventually error out. And I don't want to do like a sync exists and stuff, because the whole point is that it just goes in there and then eventually it resolves itself. But I shouldn't get different errors. And this is very frustrating, because it's not how I would design it to work. I would design it to work correctly, and this does not feel like it's designed to work correctly. And I don't know how much time I should spend working around an error, a bug in a third-party system, or build a proper system myself. Like, I'm not consuming it completely, so I don't know why I'm getting this premature stream error. S2.end. What do you mean by parents? The thing is, either an error, but I cannot avoid. I cannot prevent an error. In this case of reuse of streams after failure, this can cause event listener leaks and swallowed errors. What? You must not let one of the streams... Not what? But I am catching the errors. I'm catching the errors in either situation. And I'm even removing the stream from the cache if it does error. Ah, man. So I don't know if this has never worked properly or what's going on here. And I'm not even using pipeline. I'm using pipe, but I don't think it's the same thing. Content encoders. The problem is like, man, I am not super fluent in streams. The thing is, I am handling all the errors. I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing. There's something else going on here. God, this is frustrating. Like, I could ignore it, but it just makes the server crash every freaking couple of minutes. Fuck you. I am not using pipeline. I am using pipe, but it could be that pipeline is used somewhere else. How do I avoid it? Maybe it's a bug. They've changed the API every half version. So finished stream, readable false, error, console finished. Finished. Observed last assert throws. Because the stream still has a pending callback, because set immediate hasn't called callback yet. Inside the stream's write function. Okay. I would expect stream to wait calling its callback until stream.write will stack.pending callback is 0. Worth noting that this problem only occurs if it's a duplex or transfer stream and only if finished is passed, readable false is an option. I'm not doing any of these things. Okay. Maybe it is a note. Oh no. When you call the end function before the finish is attached, it cannot handle it. I put a set timeout so the end function. The thing is, I'm not doing any async. I'm just trying to handle the errors correctly here. Like, this is just one step after the other. I think the only thing I can do here is to get a quick... The problem is, fixing it with a file exist check, it only fixes a narrow... narrow category of errors. But maybe it's enough. Version 16. Find exists. Yeah, and then that's the deprecated one. They've never made a decent API to replace it. Use fsstat, fsaccess. Right. fsaccess. Find access. dot access. Uses permission for the file storage, but modern option. Okay, so can I just do access sync? File path. Is that enough to get the information I want? It just returns undefined. Great. Synchronous test uses permissions for the file directly specified by the mode arguments and optional integers that specifies accessible check to be performed. Mode should be either the value of as constant or blah da 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 da. Alright, so we probably want to output the file path first. Like that. Refresh that. File access fs access sync. Fs access sync. Access sync. It's always undefined. Node.js access sync undefined. Yeah. Issues with this function does not return a promise or anything else. There are a few options to resolve it. Always use access sync. Do I need this then? I'm guessing. Oh, because it just throws? Is that what's happening here? Oh god, it just throws. Really? That's the replacement? It's the same thing in the end. Oh man. This is such a waste of everybody's time. I wonder how many developer hours were wasted on this whole thing with all the API changes and all this stuff over and over and over and over. And I'm sure I'm not just a terrible idiot or something. So it should return false for some of these. Okay. So we should be able to do this up here before doing any of the other cache stuff. We should just be able to do if not throw new error file not found. If we do this, right? I'll just do this. Then if I think I can do it here more quickly. Error file not found. Okay, I can just do this. Da 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 da. Right, and I go back here. If I do this now, I do it again. Here, I can do it many times, and it doesn't actually eventually just crash the server, which is very nice. Should have done this ages ago, and I only got myself to blame, I guess. Here insert static, file not found. And that's all that's going to be in the console. All right. Oh, my poor little brain. Okay. Now the server is serving the file. I don't think I can go finish the thing that we were actually working on because I'm running out of time. Sorry about that. More frustrating to me, I tell you, than it'll be to you. Parse. So let's think. What was I doing here? I was doing the puzzle thing, the thingies here with the URLs, right? We're awaiting the text. We're taking the data. And then we're just replacing this thing here, basically. Okay. So, now, holy moly. The whole point was, for some of these other things, I need access to the raw data because I need to modify it. And I was thinking like, okay, when the data comes through, do I know what data? Yeah, I want to, oh my God. I want to separate out the fetching and the parsing. Right. So if I do this, because if instead of doing this, where does the cache come in? Update cache. If cache puzzle ID, cache puzzle ID. If I don't parse the puzzle data here, but basically return this here like that, and then parse puzzle data. Wait, return. Where is fetch puzzle executed from? And now I'm searching in the wrong places. The thing is, I'm now making more fundamental changes, and I think it's starting to get too risky to do this into a smallish update. So I'm tempted to step away from this and rethink everything. No, you know what? It should work like... It should return the parse data. That should be... That behavior shouldn't change. It's the other functions that are basically trying to access raw data in a screwy way that are at fault here. So if we're going to bgimage, right, it's responsible to figure out where to get the data from. And we should probably... No, okay. So if I do this globally... Okay, it's not used anywhere else, so we can do this. Inject bgimage. Right, we don't have puzzle ID coming in. Puzzle ID, we don't have that. And then here we'll do just console.warn inject bgimage. And then we'll do a console.log framework.app.source puzzle. Right, now if I do this, and I go here, and I say, add background image, and I put in some garbage, and I press this, puzzle ID is not defined. But we should be able to skip all of this. Does current puzzle contain everything we need? I wonder. Actually, source puzzle, where is it? Source puzzle equals, right? This is done here. Before convert puzzle is hit. So source puzzle is always like fully decoded. It doesn't contain fpuzzles data anyways. So that's the problem with this. This cannot add a background image to existing fpuzzles data anymore if I do this. Because we don't have access to the original fpuzzle data because we're throwing it away, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about this another time. So we have a couple of options. Let me write down the options. So options on how to handle raw data access by plugins. So option A, split, fetch, and decode, and make raw data accessible outside puzzle loader. Option A, right? And let's do this inline. Option B, cache raw data on puzzle loader and use that from plugins. Option C, ignore raw data and always re-encode into SCL format. Because SCL is what survives, right? But that has obviously the problem that it doesn't have a round trip with fpuzzles. With the old method, you can add a background image and reload it into fpuzzles and still have access to the whole thing. The first one has the biggest cost in terms of risk to the code base because I'm fundamentally changing how stuff works, and that might affect lots of other places as well. Because that function was used in a couple of places. And it was presumed to do only a certain thing, right? But interestingly enough, prior to this, those systems didn't work on those on the short IDs at all anyways. This one could work more universally. But the only thing we're missing here is the format, is to kind of remember what the format was. And of course it won't work on the short URLs either. In fact, it makes me almost want to then re-encode the legacy CTC data, right? So basically, when we're parsing where was I? When we're doing neither of these and we're just getting in the pre-decoded data, we might actually want to cache it as in a decoded format. I'm gonna have to think of that. This is not gonna be done in one single session, I'm afraid. And this is supposed to be a small, quick update, so I don't want to do the best solution that might take a long time to build. I need to come up with something that's safe to put in quickly and is useful. I mean, I could just ignore support for these secondary tools and then just add that at a later stage. That's another option I have. That it's just broken for short links. I don't know. The other thing I could do is have a button that basically turns the short link into a long link and then enables all those other features. But if I can do that, then I don't need to do it, because then I have access to the long link data. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to think of that. I've overrun my time. I need to figure out exactly when I'm gonna do this, because I gotta clean this up and push it into the code base, or rip it out, so I can move on and keep working on things. So that's definitely probably what I'm gonna do tomorrow to clean it all up. That's it for today. Sorry there's no more, not a more satisfying conclusion. It's frustrating, but that's life. That's programming. In the meantime, thanks for hanging out. Take care. Have a good rest of the day. See you in the next one. Bye bye.